Hello, STAIR parents, and welcome to STAIR's Parent Info session. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video to help set your child up for success during their time as a STAIR student. The STAIR team is really looking forward to working with you and your child. During this video, you will be provided with all the information you need to know to support your child during their STAIR semester. First, we will review the STAIR program. We'll review the materials your child will need. We will review the structure of a typical tutoring session, go over some helpful tips to keep in mind during the semester, and some important STAIR policies and procedures related to tutoring. Last, we will take a quick tour of Google Classroom so that you are familiar with the platform before the first day of tutoring. We recommend that you take a second and grab a pen and a piece of paper, and please don't hesitate to write down any questions that you have, and at the end of the presentation, we will share our contact information and answer your questions as quickly as possible. Just in case you're not too familiar with our program, STAIR stands for Start the Adventure in Reading. For over 35 years, STAIR has provided free one-on-one tutoring for second and now third grade students in efforts to improve the reading abilities and self-esteem of the students in our community. STAIR works towards this goal by using a scripted curriculum designed to target reading skills such as phonics, vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, and our favorite, reading for joy. So while your child is in the STAIR program, he or she will receive 1 hour of one-on-one tutoring for 11 weeks. It is important to keep in mind that before the last tutoring session, your child will complete their end of semester assessment. We use the data collected to apply for grants and receive funding so we can continue to provide this service at no cost to our wonderful families. We just want to make you aware of this important date to keep in the back of your mind, but we will send many reminders before then. We also provide tutoring extension activities or skill sheets. There are hard copies of these in your material boxes. They will be sent also through our weekly newsletter, and it's a great tool for our STAIR parents to see what their child is working on during their tutoring time. We'll provide a STAIR writing journal. This is work that can be done during the week in between STAIR sessions. At this time, our tutoring services really have to focus primarily on reading, but we wanted to give you a tool to support this important skill at home. And we'll also provide read aloud videos and discussion topics and questions related to those videos. This is another fun way to encourage comprehension and reading for fun at home. There are some really great stories included in these videos that our past students and families have very much enjoyed. The materials your child will receive depend on the unit that they are placed into. Every student will have a student workbook for their assigned unit and 11 books to read with their tutors. Here are some examples of the titles that you might see in your box. We are very excited about the selections we have provided for STAIR students. Our book selection has a diverse group of topics and characters, and it also includes nonfiction texts. The books are closely aligned with your child's reading level as well, although please keep in mind not all students will be able to read them independently yet. At the end of the program, students get to keep all the books and all of the materials that STAIR has provided. If a student is in STAIR for 2 years, we actually end up contributing over 44 books to our students' home libraries. Additionally, all boxes have materials such as whiteboards, pencils, erasers, crayons, anything that your child is going to need for tutoring. And then you'll also find materials that differ depending on the unit, such as sight word cards, Bob books, poetry books, and some other resources. Please spend some time with your child looking through the material so you are familiar with what is in your box. And as previously mentioned, each week the STAIR team will email a newsletter that has any important reminders or updates for the tutoring week. Please read through these thoroughly. It also lets you know the week and the lesson number that we're working on. It will have those extra resources for you to complete at home, such as the read aloud videos and skill sheets or extension activities. And this is a great tool to use in between your weekly sessions. They were created actually at the request of previous parents who wanted more tools to support their children at home. All of these activities are optional, but we do measure the reading growth of students who reported they complete the activities compared to the students who reported they did not. STAIR students who complete the activities have shown greater reading growth than those who do not complete the activities. So we highly encourage them if you have the time. Even a few weeks can make a difference. While the book and discussion change each week, tutoring will always follow the same routine and structure. First, students will practice reading fluency, which is the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and proper expression. Fluency practice looks different depending on which unit your child is placed in. This is the time we really tailor the lesson to your child. It could be practicing some letter sounds. It could be memorizing sight words, or maybe your child will be reading funny poems to practice reading with expression and with good rhythm. Then your tutor will lead your child in a quick brain break activity, taking about 5 minutes to play a non academic game just to help re energize his or her student after working hard during fluency practice. Brain breaks are actually proven to reduce stress, anxiety, and frustration, as well as help students refocus. And finally, your tutor will move on to the reading and comprehension section of our curriculum. Students will read an assigned book and have a discussion or activity to complete with their tutor. The activity focuses on different comprehension skills like retelling a story, identifying the moral of the story, or identifying an author's purpose. So, these are going to be some helpful tips that parents and tutors have said led to their most successful tutoring sessions. First, we ask that you please try to identify a quiet tutoring space for your child, ideally at a desk or table. Please make sure you're on time for your sessions. Our tutors work very hard and most are flexible, but they are not required to go over tutoring time if their student is late. Please make sure you are getting the full benefit of the tutoring hour by being present and ready and on time. A way to support being ready and on time is by keeping all the tutoring materials together for those 11 weeks. We do fully encourage you to use these materials outside of tutoring time as well. Feel free to read the books at your leisure, or if you have a sibling that would like to use them, of course, that's okay. But we do ask that after their use, you return them to the box so they're easier to locate. We want to always maximize the tutoring minutes that your child is receiving. And tutors have often reported in the past that tutoring minutes have been lost due to trying to locate a material throughout the house. And also, we ask that you get materials ready before the session rather than to try and find them during. The weekly newsletter will let you know what lesson and what week of tutoring we are on. So at the beginning of each lesson in your student workbook is a getting ready checklist, and it tells you exactly what materials and books you need for the lesson that day. So for example, in lesson 1 for this student, they're reading Bear Snores On. So they need a seat at a desk or table, a pencil, their student workbook, and the book Bear Snores On. So, as you know, STAIR has a few policies and procedures that you're already aware of as you signed your parent agreement that was submitted when you submitted your child's registration. So, this reviews STAIR's expectations for our parents and students, and we would like you to take a few moments to review it after the video. However, we do want to review 3 very important policies together. First is our electronic policy. Each student is assigned a STAIR email and STAIR password to access Google Classroom. Please do not change this password. It is rare, but on occasion, we have had to do something on our end where to reset the password, or excuse me, to reset the account or to enter an extra verification code. And when this happens, we always need the password. So it's much easier if you're using the one that we assigned, so it takes us less time to look up what the password is. We definitely don't want to take away tutoring minutes to figure out what a password should be when one has already been assigned. We also ask that you not use your STAIR email to email businesses, to sign up for online subscriptions, to email friends and family. Please keep it strictly for STAIR use. We really thank you in advance for your cooperation with this. Please also make sure that a family member of 18 years or older is home during tutoring sessions. The family member will not need to participate in tutoring. And in fact, we actually don't encourage a parent to be sitting right there. We want students to practice independence. And we also want them to build a relationship with their tutor. However, we do want an adult to be there just in case we need assistance on the tech side or if we need help locating materials. And finally, we ask that parents commit to making sure that their child attends all STAIR tutoring sessions. As you can see from this graph here on the right, students who had perfect attendance show higher reading growth scores than students who missed 2 or more sessions. Of course, excused absences happen, and we are happy to accommodate if that is the case for illness, bereavement, holidays. Um, STAIR will accept an excused absence within 3 hours prior to the start of the tutoring session. If an absence is not communicated within 3 hours prior to the start of the session, it will be counted as an unexcused absence. And while this almost never happens, it is our job to make sure that our tutor's time is valued. So if a STAIR student has 2 or more unexcused absences, it may result in the release of him or her from the STAIR program. And we do want you to know that tutors have the exact same attendance policy. So we ask them to be there and present for every tutoring session. And if they are having absences or they need to reschedule, we will find another tutor for your child. And then please keep in mind that if your child is going to be absent, contact your tutor directly, not the STAIR team. You want to contact your tutor directly. Often our tutors are willing to reschedule. That's not the expectation necessarily, but almost all of them do. And so they know their schedules, their personal schedules, and will be able to facilitate a discussion to reschedule that session, that missed session. So it just makes the communication process a lot more efficient if you go to them directly, and then they will update the STAIR team. So we are getting into the end of our video, but before we finalize the next steps, let's take a quick Google Classroom tour so you're familiar with the platform. So the first thing that you're going to do is just go to your google.com homepage. I'm already happen to be logged in, but if you're not yet logged in, you can add another account and you just enter the email and password that we have assigned you. Once you log in, it should take you back to this homepage and you're going to click on this grid icon. After clicking on the grid icon, you're going to find your classroom icon, which is a green blackboard. When you click on your classroom, you should have, unless you're using it for something else, which you shouldn't because it would be STAIR only, you should have the classroom for your child. So you're going to click on that. And then very simply, once you're in the classroom before your session, you go to where your Meet link has already been set up and you click join. Now, this is very important and it has stumped a few tutors and parents in the past. This kind of looks like you're in, but you're not quite yet in your classroom. You need to click this blue Join Now button, and then you should see your tutor there in the session with you. And that's it. It's pretty simple. And if you have any questions, again, please contact your tutor or your STAIR team if you're having trouble logging in for that first session. After that, usually parents and tutors don't have any trouble because they have learned how to do it. Okay, so for your next steps, we ask that you call your tutor to introduce yourself and your child if your tutor has not already called you. Program your tutor's phone number and STAIR's phone number into your phone. Your tutor's phone number can be located on the info sheet that we gave you in your student materials box. And then practice logging on to Google Classroom with your child, just so you're both familiar with the routine and again, maximizing tutoring minutes for that first session. And please remember that STAIR is always here to support you. This email is where you can reach the STAIR team, program@stairnola.com. So if you do have any questions, please email that email. And then our phone number for our office is 504-899-0820. We are not always in office. So that is why we really recommend calling your tutor if you're having an issue, or emailing the program email. Thank you again so much for watching this video, and we can't wait to work with you and your child.